You're listening to the Blacktop Banter Podcast, the premier podcast in the asphalt industry, made for contractors with contractors.
Welcome back to Blacktop Banter. You're here for another episode. We're laughing because I gave Connor like this big professional rundown of like how professional we are here at BB. I'm like, there'll be a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I say 3, 2, 1, then click, and then it says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The SOP is going to need worked on, Chris, when we do that. All right, cool. Well, guys, I'm excited to bring you a recent added person to my friends list, and we got to spend some time together this last month. And to me, it felt like the chemistry was there already. We worked hand in hand, BB and the company that my guest today, Conner Strauss, works for, and the chemistry was there right away, and we plan to keep it going. We're very excited for this next year as well, and to keep working together. But you know, I kind of thought when you and I first kind of started communicating, Connor, like, dude, this guy is like a shining star here. And then when I get over to BuildWitt and get to talk to everybody, you all are all shining stars. Like it's a great team over there. So looking forward to communicating with more people from your team. But you and I struck it up first, and dude, it was a great event, and it's been great getting to follow your journey along. And I appreciate you following mine and BB's journey along. But Conner Strauss is Senior PMM at BuildWitt. His LinkedIn profile states, every market has one thing in common, people. Nothing gets purchased without a human involved. Because of that, I strive to be a P2P marketer above anything else. How? Love and honesty, two of my foundational traits in not only my personal life, but my professional career. Customer-centric. It fills my cup as a marketer to love, care for, and deeply understand the market I'm working. And how do you gain a market's trust? By giving it. Be transparent in your marketing. Dude, you embodied and personalized marketing.
I think that's one way to put it. I think marketing gets a really bad rap, and it's well deserved. Like, I mean, what comes to mind when you think of marketing?
Destruction. In my mind, destruction.
Destruction.
It's
spam emails. It's
correct.
The annoying ads you're just scrolling past when you see them on social.
Dude,
how did they hear me? How did my phone hear me? Right? Like, it's all that bad stuff. But what the core of marketing is, what I love about it is it's just getting to know people, and it's
done
building
correctly.
content that resonates done correctly. It's building content that resonates with them, attracting them to your valuable product, hopefully valuable product.
You know, all the textbooks and books that I've read on marketing don't say anything about love and trust. You know, and giving it and whatnot. Why not, man?
Yeah, it's interesting. I made a post on my LinkedIn not too long ago. It was like, I don't remember a lot from college, not going to lie. But the one thing I do remember, every single marketing class, it's like the 4 P's of marketing, people or price, product, place, and promotion. Like, where's the 5th P? Where's the people?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter without them. Nobody can buy your stuff without them. We just get
tough.
caught up in the tactics so much. I think it's just getting back to loving people, building trust with them. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, you know, I say destruction because I love apps until I don't love apps. Like when it's fresh and it's live and I'm like, yeah, baby. Like even like Threads right now, like a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I know that probably should be getting 100,000 likes on some of the stuff might be getting 100. If they get 100, dude, you're killing it. But what it does is allows like the content to be legit, genuine content. Like it's good stuff. And the same thing over on LinkedIn. Like that's where I hang out there most of the time because I'm not getting inundated with spam marketing. Like, you know, are you trying to grow your Facebook group? You know, are you trying to be better at sales? You need to cold plunge. Buy our cold plunge, whatever. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? Because didn't used to be like that. The people first marketing thing is gone. People, those marketing tactics, those things I see on those apps, they look at me and everybody else on the receiving end as a $sign and a number. And I believe our success here at BB and y'all's success over at BuildWitt is because we don't really see that. That's not what we're about. We understand it needs to flow, right? You got to have it to flow, but everything else comes when you're people first. So I want to ask you that with kind of the first question as we get into these topics. People first marketing, man. What is your philosophy overall, you touched on it a little bit when it comes to marketing and how you see it, especially nowadays, successfully?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think how I see it, regardless of how the world views it, I think what's worked for me is just it's leading with empathy. It's really trying to put yourself in the shoes of your customers, and you can only do that by either talking with them, listening to them very actively, whether it's online or in person or on a video call like this. Like, if you truly try to understand them, then you're going to help your team build a product that better suits their needs, that solves a problem for them. And you're going to build content that resonates with them and doesn't just feel like you're shouting at them.
Yeah.
So it's content that they're going to enjoy, really. I mean, that's what Aaron's done with his YouTube channel. He's listened to the feedback. He leans into that. That's the product, if you think about it that way. So, I mean, I think that's really what works. And in order to have true empathy, you have to give that trust. And I mentioned that in that LinkedIn bio you read a little bit ago. Like, giving trust is not shouting, hey, here's my product. It's just adding value in someone else's life and trusting that they're going to come and knock on your door when they're ready for it.
Yeah. You what you're talking about is talking to somebody, not talking at somebody.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Where that's the struggle. I think we talk about it here, and we have a chat. Like there's four of us here at BB, so we have just a chat where we're in all the time. And somebody sent a response to me on Facebook Messenger. We're having our event. Our event probably is already had by the time the listenership is going to hear this podcast. I guarantee it will be. But leading up to this event, we had a request, and it was a special request, and a request that somebody needed to enjoy the event properly. And, nothing against my team. None of them are from the asphalt world. None of them are construction contractors or anything like that. None of them actually were active in the construction community before here. But some are still new. And when I say new, a year, you're still new. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you're still new. So it's different. And there's expenses with an event. And we marketed this event awesome because everybody wants to come. And when I say everybody, that means people who even might be down a peg or not be able to enjoy it as much as everybody else can because of the way they were born. For me, it was like, no question, whatever they need, whatever it costs, we are going to make this happen. And no fault to my team, but it's like, well, this is going to cost extra and it's expensive. And, I don't think it falls on us. I think it falls on them, and after a while I was like, okay, so maybe it does fall on the venue. We'll check. If not, we're covering it. And I don't care what it is. We'll sell packages. We'll do whatever. And to me, that is, I think, what has made us successful and what's made you all successful is the fact that when we look at our community and the people that we serve, we see the people, right? And we don't just see a ticket sale or they bought a program. How do we get people to buy more programs? Well, put yourself in their shoes and fulfill a need. They're going to buy it, if it's available to them. So I agree with that.
I mean, what's the cost of not doing that, right? Like, and that's the harder thing to measure, and people don't bite the bullet on that because it's like, well, I could get the money now, but you're 10xing the value either way. Like, you made a good impression or you made a horrible one, and they're going to go talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So all it takes is one, man. The question I want to ask you, man, is as much as I loved seeing you at the event and as much as I love getting to know you here, how does a guy like you end up in product marketing, and what the heck does that even mean? What the heck does product marketing even mean?
Yeah, it's funny, and other product marketers say the same thing. I don't think it's the best job title. I don't think it's the most clear-cut descriptive job title one could have that in the duties that we have. I think it's the most people-centric role in marketing, which is why I fell in love with it. I kind of tripped and fell into it like a lot of product marketers do. It's a newer role too, and you really only hear that word in software companies, and BuildWitt has software product. So yeah, I'll back up a little bit. I started out, my career, I started out actually in construction, residential home construction, not civil or paving or anything like that. Just doing a lot of kitchen and bath
God bless you. I was gonna say,
new
God bless
homes
you, man.
and remodels. Yeah, it's tough stuff, but it's beautiful work when it's done well. Did that through college, studied marketing in college, ended up working for a local construction company to me. They dig up basements and keep houses from falling in and keep basements dry. But really turned their marketing around, and after reflecting on everything that I had done, basically repositioned the whole company to focus their marketing efforts on what true pain are we solving for customers. And I only did that by really understanding who we were serving, reading reviews, things like that, actually going and talking to customers myself, getting all the feedback from the guys in the field that were working with customers, like what is their core pain point, and then just focus on that. There was so much other clutter that we had in our marketing, our messaging, that was just like not focused on that. And what the result of all that was we ended up doubling our inbound sales revenue year over year for a well-established company. I mean, I'm talking millions of dollars worth of
How did you see that?
in sales.
How did you see that? What made you look at that, and what made you think about that type of stuff? Like, I think that's just not a natural inclination, my friend, to just be like, man, your stuff's scattered and I've never done it before, but if I could organize this and direct it where it should be, I think maybe it can do a lot better. Dude, people who are installing sinks and doing tile work don't look at that type of stuff and think about that normally, I don't think.
No, and that goes into like, they're a good contractor, but they're not good at running a business. Whole conversation there, which is why it's important to have team members that are skilled in those
I'm that
areas.
guy, dude. Like, I am literally that guy.
Just be hands off with it and let somebody else run with it. I think you do a good job delegating where you need to. But it goes back to what I was talking about in the beginning of this episode, is like, it's simple, but it's hard, and a lot of people ignore it. Like, you're focused on the dollars and not focused on the people. When you're really focused on listening, then everything just becomes so much clearer. All I was hearing, with this company specifically, it was, I just want a dry space in my basement. And we were talking about, eliminate mold in your home, like stop your foundation from cracking, like structural issues, like all these other problems that what they're seeing and what they connect the dots to quickest in their mind is, my basement's wet, help me out. And that's the core pain point. Focus everything on that. All the other stuff you can talk about, but put all your attention behind that. And then people connect the dots a lot quicker. They come and knock on your business's door a lot more often.
So then you go on a little bit. Do you understand you have a knack for it? And then you go on to study it, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So I had 2021 started following BuildWitt, just stumbled across them, really. I was actually working with my boss at the time, funny enough, launching a book called Blue Collar Cash, which ended up becoming a national bestseller. And that's all about, a lot of similar stuff to what we're doing at BuildWitt. There's alternate career paths besides just go to college. Like, college isn't for everyone. So many great trades out there. Blue Collar Cash, hence the title. We worked on that together, launched that out into the world, and that's when I discovered BuildWitt, just like doing my thing, searching through the internet. And Aaron was doing really similar work. Tried to partner up with them for a little while, and it didn't work out. But followed along, kept cheering them on, and then eventually this product marketing position opened up. I'm like, what the heck's product marketing? Same question you asked. I'm like, I've been doing this for the last handful of years, and I absolutely love it, and I want to focus on this more. So that was the perfect next step for me. Ended up at BuildWitt, and I've been here ever since.
Well, what product marketing is? You market software product, or can that be physical product? Like, is it what I'm selling?
It can be. I think it can be. I think a lot of people, it's really only a job title used in the software world. But I think if you look at it this way, the way I like to explain really what I do simply is, I help make sure we're building what's going to sell. So something that's valuable, something that solves a problem.
Yeah.
So whether it's a new product or updating our existing product, and I help make sure we sell what we build. So our marketing team's creating content that resonates with those same people we serve, the same people we built the product for. So you can go and apply that to, I think, a lot of things within construction, a lot of things beyond just software, really.
Is that the entirety of your role at BuildWitt? Is that because the Summit was different? Summit is a different type of product. That's not a software product, but
That's
at
right.
Dirt World Summit, it's dude. When I seen what you all were doing on social media and in the marketing campaigns, that was people first marketing, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, so I'm definitely wearing a lot of hats right now. I'm leading our marketing team. I'm working on the Summit stuff, not as much as I work on the BuildWitt training side of things, but
Yeah.
definitely have had my hands in a lot of that, the website that you see, the social content that you see, and just making sure that it's a great event for the people that come there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're not wearing a hat right now, and if I had a
No,
head
I'm
of hair
not.
like that, I wouldn't be wearing a hat either.
It's too much to fit. I'm sorry. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh, what a trouble. What a struggle. I bet. Okay. Whatever. The thing that I think about is how can we've kind of tackled it a little bit, but
Mhm.
our industry, like I raised my hand a minute ago and was like, yeah, that's how I am, right? For us, for contractors, most of the time it's like, we're selling something. This is what we do. Come buy it. But for me, that means I need money. Like, that's me saying, I need money. I'm doing this. And if you guys want me to keep doing it, I need money. That's not essentially people first marketing. That's me first marketing, right? Of
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm doing this. So in the dirt world, which the asphalt industry is included in the dirt world,
Yep.
I keep getting told that a lot. So that's good. It means people want me around, I think. How do we use that to attract and retain people not only in our business but as customers? Like what mindset do we need to have when we're creating content, or if we're getting a chance to be interviewed on a radio or whatever it would be? What does that mindset need to look like, do you believe, for us to be successful as contractors selling what we sell?
That's a good question. I think it's transparency, right? Like, we talk about it a lot at BuildWitt. There's just a lot of, and forgive me if you're listening to this and you're like this, it's time to move on. Like, you can't have that old school mindset of, well, they're going to get all my secrets
Yeah.
if they see my content online. They're like, there's not that many secrets. Like, Aaron's visited hundreds of job sites and he talks about this. It's interesting. Like, he goes to one job site and they're like, oh yeah, like, don't post content about this because they might find out. And then he goes to another job site across the country and that exact process is happening. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to gain influence and awareness of what you do and be a thought leader or expert or be seen as an expert in your space, which you probably are, if you've been around the block a little while as a contractor.
That's true. That's very true.
Be transparent, put your story out there. Like, there's really nothing to hide at this point. It's already out there. So
Yeah.
you can either control that story or let whatever people have to say about you online, like, let them control the narrative. You have the choice, like, be transparent or let them tell your story for you. It's one or the other.
In my opinion, Dynapac CC900G roller is the best roller on the market for driveway and small parking lot paving contractors. The seismic technology in these rollers is unbeatable for the smoothness and compaction they provide. Take my word for it, or visit Dynapac.com to find a dealer near you.
Hey, Blacktop Banner fans, this is Michael with Aquafault. Aquafault is the only permanent repair material for asphalt and concrete that uses water. And installation is simple. Just pour, add water, and tamp. It's that easy. An Aquafault repair can be open to traffic immediately and fully sealed within 24 hours. Visit aquafault.com to learn more.
I work closely with KM International to design what I believe is the best seal coating unit on the market. The Blacktop Banner Edition seal coating unit, available in both 550 and 700 gallon versions. Learn more about the unit by visiting kminternational.com.
Quick startups, fume-free, automatic agitator shutoff, a splash-proof lid, and pumping on demand. These features are essential for any serious asphalt maintenance contractor. Elevate your game with the Crafco SuperShot line of melters by visiting crafco.com today.
Hi contractors, it's Kyla from Wiscoat. We use Stencil Plus for all of our pavement marking stencils. You can save 10% on your stencil order by using code BB10 during checkout at stencilplus.com or by calling 877-372-6055.
In the past year, Jobber has been our CRM of choice at Wiscoat, and it's made our world exponentially better efficiency-wise. For our small seal coating company, it has helped build the solid foundation we can scale from. Jobber is now a sponsor of Blacktop Banter and helps bring this show to you. With this partnership, Jobber is offering an exclusive savings to BB listeners of 20% off for 6 months. To take advantage of this, find the Jobber link in the show description and get to improving your process today. How big of an asset to you in doing your job has it been to be able to be around the people that you aim to serve through your products and through your work firsthand? Like to be around me and to be around other contractors, how big of an asset has that been? Because there's guys that are creating, construction software that have never seen a mine before. They never talked to anybody who has driven truck before. They never talked to somebody who leaned on a shovel for 8 hours on the county. How big of an asset has that been to you to get an understanding and a feel for the people?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's immeasurable, really. I mean, so I'm getting that firsthand. I talk to customers pretty frequently, and even that just, you can't really explain it. Like it makes you feel closer to them. Like you can speak their language more. Like even down to just copywriting for a social post or a headline on a website, like versus if I've never talked to anyone in this industry before, or even if I didn't have any of that secondhand like knowledge from Aaron or Randy Blunt or Jason Richmond, like coming from the industry and just speaking to them about it, like I'd be clueless. And that's where you get into just shouting from the mountaintops, just talking at someone versus talking with someone. Like, I think you just speak the language a little bit better. It feels like more of a conversation than it does like, oh, they're selling to me.
Yeah.
Well, social post.
You've found out that construction owners and industry people and workers have frankly, a bullshit detector, right? Where you're like, dude, this guy has no idea what it's like out there. Like, yeah, it made sense on the computer, right, dude. It made sense on the paper, but there's guys that all of a sudden when they talk to you or they market to you and you're like, yeah, that is what I need, actually a lot. And one thing that I think is essential and been, advantageous to BuildWitt is when I've seen people interact from BuildWitt and the construction industry the first time, and when the representative from BuildWitt is explaining something, the person's nodding their head and they realize that person has done their homework and put themselves in their shoes, right? And I've seen that from guys like me, who I would consider us a small contractor, to some of my friends that I met at Dirt World Summit, and they were multiple millions of contractors, 8 figures, 9 figures, some of them, where there was an understanding between everybody. What I want to ask you, and trend down towards the back end of the podcast, is when it comes to marketing as you would see it for us contractors, do you see much of a difference in strategy and what needs to get done nowadays, whether you're $1 million company or you're a $50 million company, or whether you're a $100,000 company or $500,000 company? Are the basics the same all the way up through there? Is it all mindset? Is it more mindset over strategy? Is it strategy over mindset? Like, what does that look like? Do you believe that all the basics and the foundational things are with the key all the way up?
I think so. I think it depends on now how you go and apply those basics depends on the problem that you're facing as a business. And we both know, I don't think this is any secret, like one of the biggest issues right now in construction is obviously the workforce.
Yeah.
Like, can we attract and retain enough talent? I think a lot of people think of that as a recruiting problem or an HR problem. It's a marketing problem. Like customers, marketing, right? Like just flip that around. Candidates are your customers.
Yeah.
And what they're buying is a role at your company. Like, get them to buy into that. Go and learn who those people are. Like, that's your biggest problem right now. Get a skilled marketer in your business that can go and figure out who those people are and go and attract that talent in tandem with your recruiting or HR team, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen other companies doing this. I've had conversations about it. I think they're applying actually what I think of as people first marketing, probably without even knowing it, but they're doing an awesome job at it. People without that people problem that so many have. So I think those basics, yes, they still apply, but do you have a people problem? Are you not getting enough jobs? Like, that's how you go and apply them. What's your biggest problem?
Dang.
Throw
No,
marketing in right there.
yeah, it's true, dude. No, that was a good chunk. I actually put a marker on the thing. So Chris, if you find that one, put that in there because we're going to use that as a clip. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We had workforce experts on here, I don't know, a couple months ago, 3 and Jackie Carpenter, fantastic couple. And they mentioned Hy-Vee, and Hy-Vee did the exact same thing. Like Hy-Vee's marketing was, you have a home here, right? And this video showed all types of different people, all types. And it was like, give us a try. Like, you know, we've built this so that you have a home here and you want to be here, right? And like, for me, that was contrary to what you've always seen. You know, you get $23 an hour, flexible weekends, 401k package,
whatever. Someone, right? Talking at someone. It's the same thing. I think so. I'm going to give a shout out here to KT Holden. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're more on the civil side of things. I don't think they're a paving group, but they're in my home state of Ohio. I talked to her at the summit. She doesn't even have a people problem. She was there so they'd never have a people problem. Like she just does not want to get complacent, but they have really figured out like who they're for. Like if you think of their business as the product, who's their business built for? It starts with identifying their culture. Who do they want to be? What are their core values? And then going and finding those candidates. Like, they're not for everyone. They get that. And they're going to have a lower turnover just by understanding, like, well, we can say no to some people. And then they're going to write better job descriptions because they know exactly who they're built for. It's all the same stuff. Like,
dang. That's crazy, man. It's crazy to think about. What a crazy turn we took in the conversation, going from marketing to marketing for retention for
I love it, man.
Employees. No, I mean, it's all encompassing. And, you know, I think you'd shortchange employees and potential candidates to work inside your company if you said, well, this being a people first person only applies to marketing to customers, right? And we don't carry it over here. And same thing, we want to bring value to our customers. Why would we not want to bring value to the people that we work with every day and that we have here if you're in charge of hiring? So, no, it's a great conversation, and it's been really unique, I think, within the last 3 or 4 years, especially, to see that, like 3, 4, 5 years, I guess we're going on 5 years now, that these things start to blend together. Like how you would treat your customers are now how you are going to treat your employees if you want to be like KT and not have a people problem. All right, man. I want to ask you about something personal, very, very personal. How does one like you escape? What do you do for fun? What do you do to unplug from all that regularly?
Yeah, man. I game a little bit. I have an Xbox.
What game?
I it's a lot of 2K right now, but it varies throughout the year. Sometimes
you're not a shooter.
Sometimes it's Call of Duty. I don't have the new one. Sometimes it's some of that. It just depends what's out, what's going on.
It's a good break. It's a good break. Yeah. You know, we were big on FIFA, but it is not FIFA anymore. It's FC. They changed it from FIFA to FC. Yeah,
I'm excited for NCAA. Hopefully that comes out, but I do some of that. I like hiking too, but I'm a big drummer. That's my therapy, man. Like just getting behind the set and letting it rip. It's some of that. Yeah, it's definitely some of that. It's one of the more aggressive instruments for sure. It's not
I'll ask
one
you
that
a question. I'm not a drummer. Yeah. I play cajon. So that's as far as I go. My daughter's a drummer.
I like it.
I play guitar though. And the one thing I'll ask you about this, is it the feeling that you would imagine? You ever rode motorcycle? You ride motorcycle?
I haven't.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So when you ride a motorcycle, there's like this baseline thing of I have to focus on at least 80% of what's going on right now for me to control this. The 20% might be there, but it's just fleeting thoughts, right? I'm aware with 80. Is that how drumming is? Is drumming like I have to do all of this within rhythm so it allows you to necessarily not think as deeply about all the other stuff and you focus on one thing and you get to feel the flow? Is that what it is?
I've never actually reflected on it that way, but I think you're onto something there. I think you're hitting it like spot on. I think unless you're trying something new, which literally feels like your brain splitting in half, like trying to do something different with all 4 limbs is just not what the body's used to at all. But I think you're definitely onto something that feels like an escape of sorts, and you just...
What kind of music?
Yeah, pretty much everything except newer country. I like some of the
Okay.
older country, but
Okay. Cool.
I'll get into some, Metallica, even
Dang, dude.
Nirvana, Foo Fighters,
Dang, dude.
21 Pilots. It's a good mix,
Dude,
but drum heavy on all of those if you can't.
I seen a video today. He brought up Nirvana, and it was we're completely off of whatever the context of the podcast was going to be about. But now people kind of get a glimpse of what it's like when we get to hang out and talk. It was Nirvana, and they were being in an interview, and they're like, "What do you guys say about your ticket prices versus like Ozzy Osbourne's ticket prices? Your guys is like 3 times as much as his." And they're like, "We don't think $17 is too steep." And I was like, holy crap, $17 for a Nirvana ticket? Back then,
That's
$17? And they're like,
when was that video taken?
oh, dude, it had to have been early 90s.
Yeah.
And it goes to Kurt, and Kurt was like, Madonna charges, or the guy goes to Kurt, and he's like, Kurt, Madonna charges $75. And Kurt was like, oh my God. Oh my God. He's like, how is that even possible? How is $75 even possible? And
It's outrageous.
Dave was like, well, she's wearing like a bikini. He's like, put a bikini on, Kurt, And it was just this thing of like, my mind was blown. Like I went and seen some concerts this summer. Seen Darius Rucker, right? And I was like,
Nice.
yeah. And I was like, I paid over 100 for those. And I thought, dang, what a bargain. But I guess Ozzy Osbourne's, they said, was $5 back then. And I'm just like, dang, man, what happened? I'd go to every concert if it was like that. But same thing. I'll ask you this last question about drumming. Same thing when I go to see a concert. Is it the euphoria of the music, do you think, that pleases you about drumming, or is it that escape, or is it both?
I think it's both. I think sometimes even when I'm drumming, or even when I'm in the car and just like listening to music and drumming on the wheel or whatever it is, like I pick up the drums oftentimes, and I'm a lyrics guy. Like I love the meanings behind songs. Like I love songs with depth. So that's good too. But I think sometimes just like getting away from all that and just feeling your body become the rhythm almost is like, it's a form of an escape. Probably sounds crazy to somebody that's never done it, but
yeah, it does. It totally does. There was a guy, we just got back from Florida, and I don't know what it's called. If it's a bowl drum or whatever it is, but it's like reggae.
Oh yeah, like a steel pan drum. Yeah,
steel pan drum. And dude, he was shredding. I mean, shredding that thing more than anybody ever seen. And like you could tell he didn't even have to think. His arms was just doing it, dude. He was it had taken control, and he was in it. And I just remember looking over at Eli. Eli was watching, and Eli's like, that guy don't even know where he's at. I said, no. I said, that's because he ain't here. Like, he's in the song. He's in the music. He's in the vibe. And you could tell, like, they stopped, and he was still shredding. And like they just kept going because they're like, yeah, we're gonna have to just wait till he's done, I guess. Like he's got to get out of this thing before he do it. And I think that for some people, something to take away from the drumming conversation or the music conversation that we've just had is, even if you enjoy what you do and you're really, really good at it and it produces for you, there are certain situations where escaping and doing something and having a hobby to help escape and pull your mind from it is very healthy. And I think that
extremely healthy. You need to so much now. Like we're way overstimulated in general. Like screens in front of us all the time. Like just find a way to. And I know I'm doing something still, but it feels like I'm doing nothing because I'm not even having to think about it. It's just a second nature for me at this point. Like go out on a walk. Like give your brain some time to just chill out. You'll have much better day tomorrow if you do that. Much better sleep at night.
Dude, we used to run to escape predators, and now we run to like get a euphoric feel of just being a human. And it's like times have changed so much since those days, but our primal brains are existing in this world, and
it's true.
It's stupid to think about. All right, my friend, I'm going to ask you for one final piece of advice. You've explained your journey coming up and what you've seen and what you've experienced so far. What would be an overarching piece of advice, just general advice that you would give somebody?
Yeah, I think this relates to everything we've talked about in a weird way. I think the thing that comes to mind for me is just spend time with people who really fill your cup up and be a cup filler for those people as well. Life's too short to feel drained all the time. So Be a cup filler and go spend time with people that fill yours.
I like it, man. I like it. I thought you were going to say stay in school, kids. All right, cool, man.
No, I don't care. I was just messing.
Yeah. Their parents are supposed to care about them. Yeah, kind of funny. All right, cool, my friend. Well, I kind of want people to know where they can find you. Where can we follow you online, Conner?
Yeah, jump on LinkedIn, search up Conner Strauss. If you see a guy in a hard hat or with PMM in his title or People First Marketer in his title, you got the right guy. So LinkedIn's the place for me. I post there somewhat often.
Yeah. Enough to stay relevant. That's okay. That's how it should be, my friend. Cool. I appreciate that. This has been another episode of Blacktop Banter. So, Conner, thanks so much for joining us today, dude. It was a very, very cool conversation.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Keep crushing it. You're doing awesome work. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no worries. We'll see you soon for sure at Anything Dirt World this year. Your guy over here is going to try to be there. I got to represent the ball community. I'm going to say that a little bit more. There's not enough of us. There's not enough of us at these shows. I can tell you that much for sure when I look around. So, cool.
Well, everyone's got hats on. That's the thing. They all got their contractor hats on. They just hide.
They do. I'm just going to get it like tattooed right here. And I'll be like, I'm going to start a thing. My company logo is right here. You're in for life anyways, most of the time. And then unless capital investment comes in, then I'll get a different tattoo, I guess. I'll get a cover-up.
There you go, man.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, for myself here at the Blacktop Banter Studios and for Conner, this has been Blacktop Banter, and we speak asphalt. Peace. Hey, everybody. Marvin here from Blacktop Banter. And if you enjoy the podcast and what we've been bringing to the industry, you can support us through a one-time or recurring donation at blacktopbanter.com. There we have a support tab. You click that and choose your path from there. If you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please do us a favor and leave a review there for us as well. As always, we speak asphalt, and thanks for your support.